He pissed on the moon. I don't know where to begin with this movie. I have a couple things I hated. I hated the fact that when the movie started, I had in my mind, talk about a low-class flight, and then he said it.
Talk about low-budget flights. No food or movie. I'm out of here. I like running better.
And then I also hated the fact that when they got to Japan, my first thought was Godzilla. And then they mentioned Godzilla, and by the way, I'm wearing a Godzilla t-shirt and Godzilla jacket. So, Sonic 3 was good.
Yes.
I guess to, like, give a little context about, like, in general, thoughts on Sonic, well, the first two movies were good.
Yes.
The first movie I thought was good, as both, like, a movie and as, like, a Sonic movie. Sonic 2 was exactly what FNAF should have been. And wanted to be.
Yes, with the references and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, Sonic 2 was definitely, like, for the fans, and also for, like, general moviegoers. When it comes to, actual, like, Sonic in general, personally, I've never cared about Sonic. I don't know anything about the games. All my lore just comes from Snapcube and, Doobas Goobas. This guy over here.
Almost polar opposite. Sonic's been my, like, a good portion of my childhood, honestly.
One of my, like, earliest memories of you is finding out that you had a 3DS and it being Sonic-themed.
Actually, my DSi had a Sonic case on it. My 3DS was the Year of Luigi.
Oh, was it?
It was my DSi.
The DSi.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
But still, it was Sonic.
Yes, it was, yeah. It's because I had Sonic Colors. And so, I mean, that's probably not why, but, like, I had Sonic Colors on the DS, and I had, like, the Sonic case. 3DS, you could have, like, a background. Which, the Switch, you just have light mode, dark mode, but no, yeah. The 3DS, you could actually have, like, themes and stuff that you could buy, but me being cheap, I wouldn't buy any of them. But there was two free ones. You had the Sonic-themed one, and then you had the, like, what was it? I think it was a Smash Bros. One, I think. I'm trying to remember. But, yeah, the important one is there was a Sonic background. It was, like, and then as you scrolled through the menu, it went through, like, the different years. For my birth year, I put the year Sonic came out. I did that once. I remember playing Brawl on the Wii when I was, like, super young, like, learning to read young. I just aged myself there, but yeah. I remember always playing as Sonic and just loving the, like, homing attack because I could just press the B button over and over again and didn't have to do anything. That was really fun. Live and Learn has a really special place in my heart because I would always, not always, but a lot of times in Brawl, in the stage builder, instead of fighting, I would make, like, different, like, buildings, I guess. And so when my sister and I would, because she never wanted to fight in the game because she was, like, even younger, so she couldn't really play the game like how you're supposed to. But music I had playing in the background was Live and Learn. So I knew that song before I even knew who Crush 40 was or anything like that. So that was, like, the first, like, Crush 40 song that I'd heard, probably. Am I just gushing about how much I love Sonic in my childhood, honestly, at this point?
He knows Sonic the way I know Batman.
Yeah.
Like, the way this man is able to just randomly reference some fucking random...
The fact I'm able to quote the quote, pretty much word for word.
The fact that I can mention some random bullshit in my head and you'll be like, there's a song... That actually happens in this kind of TV... In this specific TV show.
Dude, I was waiting for them to go to space. I was like, okay, so the Space Colony arc, right, is, I really think you should play the game, because there's a lot of points taken from the game that are in the movie, but at the same time, it's its own thing. It's not just a retelling of the game, though the main points are the game, right? Yeah. Like,
him pissing on the moon.
Yes.
Eggman having an announcement.
Yes. Yes. The grandpa was alive. That was interesting. I heard he was going to be his dad, but I'm glad he was grandpa, just like the game. But nice. The fact that they were both alive at the same time was kind of funny to me, because Gerald is dead by the time the game takes place. But the whole, like, Sonic and Shadow, like, I found you, faker! Faker, you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're not even good enough to be my fake. I'll make you eat those words. Right? The whole, like, them being mad at each other kind of thing. And then eventually, once Eggman gets the emeralds that he needs to launch the laser, that's when we kind of get this video conference, whatever thing, pre-recorded message of Gerald Robotnik, who was like, if you're seeing this, my laser has been fired to get back at the waste that is humanity. And then Eggman's like, no, I kind of don't want the humans to be dead, which is kind of a point that was brought up in the movie. It's like, how do I rule the world if the world is dead?
Yeah.
Right. And so you kind of have that point where, like, the hero and dark stories kind of merge together and work together. But instead of the space colony hurling towards the planet, we have a laser which goes onto the moon. So it's like, it's different, but at the main key points, it's the same. And I thought that was really cool. Because, like the second movie, because they write Knuckles the same pretty much every time they write him. Like, he's mad at Sonic, and then he eventually becomes friends with Sonic, and then goes fights Eggman. That's basically what happened with Shadow, right? Shadow worked with Eggman, and then Eggman, or in this case, you know, Gerald, kind of backstabbed, and then Shadow's like, fuck that, and then goes and teams up with Sonic, I guess. In that regard, yeah, also Eggman doesn't die in the game. But that's just Jim Carrey not really wanting to continue the role. Also with Metal Sonic at the post-credit thing, we gotta watch the OVA. You know everything I'm gonna do, because I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it? Like, there's so many. I feel like Peter something is his last name on YouTube. Like, the Sonic guy, right? Like, I feel like him sometimes when it's like how much I can nerd out about this stuff. Like, the amount of like I watched Sonic X, I watched the fucking Boom show, I watched like even that period of time where like I don't like that when Roger Craig Smith started voicing Sonic, like a lot of people kind of just wrote off, like Sonic's never been like very highly rated. Hell, like Sega had to stop selling consoles because they can't really make enough money to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't care. I was eating that shit up even then, you know. And a lot of people criticize Roger Craig Smith as a Sonic voice. I just think the writing is kind of shoddy. I don't think he's a bad voice actor. I just think some of the more modern writing is kind of eh. I mean, to be fair though, like the older writing, like the no food or movies, I'm out of here. You know, like that writing wasn't necessarily any less cheesy than Baldy nose hair. You know.
Yeah, so honestly, like I've never really hated any of the clips I've seen from Sonic Boom. And like Roger Craig Smith is good. I don't really have like much of a gauge of what Sonic, like a Sonic voice, except for I don't know the name, but what's the you're too slow.
Okay, that's Jason Griffith.
Yeah, that's like the Sonic voice in my head. But like Roger Craig Smith matches that to an extent. Not so much Ben Schwartz. I'm not entirely on board.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the live-action Spider-Man. You know, the Toby, Andrew, Tom, you know?
Yeah. I mean, this is just like anything. Like, I could have this whole conversation with Batman voice actors as well. And like, in terms of voice actors, like, Ben's fine. I got used to him in the first movie and in the second movie, and he's fine in the third movie. He's still... He's not Chris Pratt. Yeah. He's not Chris Pratt. Idris Elba's great. I mean, he was great as Knuckles in the second movie as well. I'm so sorry, I don't remember the voice actor for Tails in these movies, but she is...
That's what Google's for.
Colleen O'Shaughnessy? Apologies if I butchered it. They are fucking peak. They are distractingly great as Tails.
Yeah, like when we were watching the second movie, I was like convinced, like, is this just the Tails voice actor?
Yeah.
Like, because it's just so, like, accurate, kind of. Not accurate, but, like, it just felt like,
It sounds
Colleen...
like Tails. Oh, Colleen sounds like a really good Tails? I wonder why. I wonder if maybe it has to do with her being Tails on Sonic Boom. How do you feel about Keanu Reeves as Shadow?
He didn't say, I'm the coolest. I was really waiting for that line. No, but on a serious note, I genuinely think he did a great job, and I knew that he was going to do an amazing job, because I can't think of a single bad Keanu Reeves movie that I've seen, and I haven't seen that many.
I like Keanu Reeves. I liked him in The Matrix. I love him in John Wick. I fucking love him as Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk.
I need to play Cyberpunk. Yeah, you mentioned there was a Cyberpunk reference that I didn't
get
because I didn't play the game.
Fuck. No, it's not the... It's not in the game, but when Sonic and Shadow are on the moon, all I could think of, when it's specifically the shot of showing them sitting on the moon looking at Earth, the only thing in my mind really was just, I really want to stay at your house playing in my head. Because that's the ending of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, is David and Lucy sitting on the moon, and that show basically ruined that song for me, because that's a great song, and now I just associate it with depression.
Speaking of Shadow, I was gonna make a joke about like, you want a quick way to pass out and or die? Take a shot every time Shadow says Maria. I love how, because in the game, when we're introduced to Maria, it's basically just this one cutscene that just gets played over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So the fact that we got more Maria actually speaking as well, because she doesn't speak in the games. She's literally just a flashback. Also, it's when the Eggman logo showed up when Shadow was being released in the game. Eggman actually releases Shadow because Grandpa's dead by that point. So it's actually Eggman who releases Shadow. So when I saw the Eggman logos on the stuff, I assumed that it was Eggman doing it. But the twist of it's the Grandpappy, Papa, right?
Grandpop Tart.
Oh my god, I love the. I love Jim Carrey in this movie.
The fucking fourth wall break moment of just like it's
two
almost
actors,
like we're two
characters with the same actor. I want to know. I want to know the behind the scenes of how they filmed that.
Honestly,
that must have been
same.
a pain in the ass.
Yeah, there was a bunch of times during the movie that I'm looking at it. I'm just like, how the fuck did y'all do this? I mean,
Right.
like CGI, green screen.
Like they're touching each other. Like what?
Yeah,
the fuck?
like what the hell?
And the fact that Jim Carrey was bummed that he didn't get paid for 2 roles, but just for 1. So he got the same pay as if he only played 1 character.
I mean, he kind
of did, though.
Let's be real. He kind of did. I mean, Jim Carrey is Jim Carrey in this movie. Jim Carrey was Jim Carrey
plays
the other.
himself, but unlike The Rock, it's actually a good thing when he does it.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Carrey, if you've seen Jim Carrey the last, 20 years, it's the same shit. He's the same role in the first 2 movies, but
it's insane, and I love every second of it.
Yeah, especially during the third act, he is just hamming that shit up fucking tenfold. It's peak Jim Carrey.
He's more of an Eggman than he is a Robotnik, and the thing is that, while in the West we've basically had both names for the character, he's always been Eggman in Japan.
Yeah.
The Robotnik stuff was literally just fucking Sega of America trying to, I guess, appeal to, a different audience kind of thing. Because the thing is, in the 90s, Robotnik was a lot more terrifying of a villain.
Yeah.
Not slapstick in the slightest.
You showed me... fuck.
I did show you when we were watching the second movie.
Yeah, you showed me some Robotnik clip from, some TV show, I think. Was it a TV show?
It was, yeah, it was. It was Sad I Am.
Yeah, I love the fact that you can just quote off that.
Well, yeah, it was called Sonic the Hedgehog, which Sega loves titling things Sonic the Hedgehog.
It's like Godzilla.
Like Sonic 06, right? Is Sonic the Hedgehog. It just came out in the year 2006.
Yeah, it's like Godzilla. Do you like Godzilla from 1954? Do you like Godzilla from 1998? Do you like Godzilla from 2014? The movie was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I can speak from, I did watch the first 2 movies, and I enjoyed them, and in the same way, I enjoyed this as well. Yeah, the Sonic movies did what FNAF should have fucking did, and be a good movie. But
with the references, like Knuckles being scared of ghosts, because I that's a reference to Big Boom Boo, the boss. Yeah, I know the boss's name because I was playing the game recently, and there was a boss rush mode where you play through all the bosses. King Boom Boo. Because it's not King Boo, that's a Nintendo character. King Boom Boo. And you fight that boss as Knuckles. Also, I freaked out when there was pyramids, because there's an entire series of levels where you go to a pyramid.
Oh, yeah.
You know about that?
Yeah, I remember a pyramid from the Snapcube fan dubs.
Yeah, and then they were like pyramids, and I'm like, pyramid!
Yeah, when they were, when they were at the mountain that I think had the original gun base, all I could see was just the Paramount Mountain from the logo.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about your biggest hype moment in the movie? I mean, there were several.
Yes.
And it was very fun for me to watch.
Where do we start? There were quite a few of them.
The one that comes to my head was just Crush 40.
I had a knee-jerk reaction. Oh, by the way, by Live and Learn is in this movie multiple times. Just little snippets, though. I loved the beginning, because I went into this movie not knowing if the song was going to be in the movie, because I know that John, forget his last name, has not gotten any royalties for the song since Sonic Adventure 2 came out in 2001. So he's kind of pissed about that, rightfully so. Yeah. So I wasn't sure if that was going to have an issue with this song being in the movie, but apparently it was some separate legal deal, independent of the games.
Was that the song playing on the acoustic guitar at the beginning?
Yes.
Yeah, because that was that was the first freak out. We weren't even a minute into the movie.
Dude, I was vibrating. Dude, shaking.
The fact
my timbers were shivered.
Dude, okay, the fact that, like, during, like, the big moment with Sonic and Shadow in space, and then Crush 40 starts playing.
That was just the final boss from Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, Crush 40 starts playing, and I had, like, I don't know Crush 40 other than the fact that I know he does Sonic stuff because you showed me a lot of Crush 40 songs back in high school.
Dude, that video that we did, that was Crush 40 in the background when I was talking, you know?
But, oh, fuck, I forgot about that one.
How do you feel about the schedule change?
God.
And I was like, what song do you want in the background? Open Your Heart!
Crush 40.
Right? Like...
So it's like, I knew it had to be Crush 40, especially when you fucking kick the chair of some child in front of you.
No, that was just me having like an out-of-body knee-jerk reaction of like, holy fuck! We're not only are we doing leitmotifs of the song, we're just straight up playing the song. Twice!
It's amazing.
Dude, the popcorn actually has a dent because I fucking just squeezed it so hard I left a dent.
Previous viewers of this channel, if you've seen my FNAF video, this is the guy I watched the movie with. This is the guy that had the same reaction to MatPat as he did with Vanessa just being named Vanessa.
Right, yeah.
So
this makes the FNAF movie look like a joke.
Exactly. So, like, if the guy that was, like, the closest to, like, the target audience of FNAF kicks a child because of Crush 40, yeah, he fucking amazing. Like, it's a good movie in general for, like, the average moviegoer. You don't have to be a fan of Sonic. I can speak from that experience. If you are a fan of Sonic, you're gonna fucking love this.
I need this movie framed on my wall.
Valid. I'm excited for Metal Sonic and Amy.
Yes.
I'm excited for those.
I hope we get to see, from Sonic Heroes, the, like, Mecha Sonic boss. I think that would be cool. Might be spoilers for the fourth movie. Where we get, like, a giant Metal Sonic.
I wonder if they're gonna follow the games with Sonic 4 and just do the complete opposite of what made the other three good.
The fucking Sonic 4, the video game. That was Sonic 06, but 2D.
The thing, like, isn't it the thing though? Like, with at least Sonic 06, people can laugh at it.
Yeah,
like it's so bad it's
Sonic
good.
Sonic 4 is just kind of like
just bad.
It's pathetic. It was like an I don't know, I'm pretty sure it was outsourced. So it wasn't even like Sega or Sonic Team that made it. It was literally it just feels like a mobile game that was just thrown out there with like next to no funding. They just wanted a Sonic game for like the 360 or like a mobile game or whatever.
So it turns out Dimps, the studio that made Sonic 4, also made the Sonic Advance trilogy, Sonic Rush, and Sonic Rush Adventure. They made the PS2 and the Wii port for Sonic Unleashed. They made the 3DS version of Sonic Generations, and they made the DS version of Sonic Colors.
Which is the one I grew up playing on my DSi. Which I don't know how you go from that and Rush to Sonic 4.
What happened?
I don't know.
You know, it's funny, like, I wanted to do this right obviously, I mean, maybe you guys could have heard the noise, but, like, we're recording this in my car outside of the movie theater because I wanted to get, like, the direct thoughts. And I had several, but now at this point, like, I can't remember what happened in the movie. That's not a diss, that's just me having bad memory.
That makes the two of us.
I don't know, like,
He pissed on the moon and he made an announcement.
That's all I wanted from the movie. Those are the only two things I wanted.
One.
Those were the only two things I wanted from the movie, was him pissing on the moon and making an announcement. And they saved that for the very end. And
yes,
that was great.
When both Sonic and Shadow went super, I was like, I think that
was another one of your freak out moments.
That happens at the very, very end of the game, of Sonic Adventure 2. And I'm like, this doesn't feel like we've had a long enough movie for this to be the end of the movie. There's still stuff that needs to get resolved and stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And the fact that Uncle Ben Tom just wakes up at the end was kind of like, okay, sure. Also, reference upon reference, when they're doing the Happy Birthday Sonic, that's just the cutscene from Sonic Generations. Like, and I don't know if he said, I don't think he said the words like exactly, but it's like, it's hard to surprise the fastest thing in the world or something like that, the fastest living thing or something like that, right? Yeah. So they had to like distract him for like a party or whatever. But it's just kind of interesting that it was kind of, that's what it reminded me of with Sonic Generations.
I mean, I love how even the birthday party is a reference to the games, but as someone who's like had no idea about that.
Birthday party.
For me, it just looked like a generic joke that would have been in the movie. It was a
that's
good joke.
That's a video game reference.
Yeah, it was a good joke, but like it just looked like a joke for the movie, and it works. And then meanwhile, this guy is just like, that's a reference!
If we weren't in a movie theater, I would have just been yelling the whole time.
Yeah, I can't really think of really the plot of the movie other than it's like kind of Sonic Adventure 2, but kind of not. It works. It works as being a nice sequel to the other two movies, while also just being very pleasing to the fans.
Yeah, well, because one thing, there's so many things that I want to talk about, but I just keep forgetting them as fast as I remember them.
That's fair.
But in the second movie, when they're like, I believe they were snowboarding down, like when they were in like the icy stuff, like that's Snowcap Zone from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. No.
Dude, Crush. Okay, your biggest freak out during the Sonic 2 was him doing the pose during the dance.
Yes, that was for Sonic Adventure. Also, the logo for the movie is just the Sonic Adventure 2 logo.
And of course, what tops that is Crush 40. I'm like really glad Crush 40 is in the movie. I mean, I'm not happy with the fact that he hasn't gotten royalties. He should, but I am glad just for like Sonic fans' sake that fucking Crush 40 ended up in this. Because that was one of my thoughts. I was like.
And the part
imagine
when
if like
the part when he was like, your heart. It's like, do you need to open your heart? Right?
Yeah, it's like there were a couple things I was hoping for this movie. One of them was Crush 40. Like even just in the credits, I would have taken it. But like they used Crush 40 really well in this movie. I'll give them that. These are good movies and also like good adaptations.
Yes.
Not like the Minecraft movie. I don't expect that being good.
No.
But that's gonna be a fun
Jason
video.
Momoa looks like a fucking joke.
I'm down for them to make more.
Yes, please.
Like
Amy looked incredible. Metal Sonic looked incredible.
Yeah.
The kid next to me was having a blast as well. Metal Sonic!
I'm glad that Shadow is supposedly still alive.
Yeah, well, actually...
The one character I actually like from this franchise. I also just remembered now. I wonder if it could just be like a really easy joke to make anyways. But there's a part of me that wonders if the people that wrote this script know that the Snapcube fan dubs exist.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of the fact that at one point, Sonic calls Shadow Hot Topic. That... amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I need to piss in a Hot Topic so bad.
The moment I saw that, what's her name, Maria?
Maria!
Yeah, the moment moment that it clicked that Maria doesn't actually become an adult at all and she's a child in this, I knew...
Yeah, no, she dies as a child.
Yeah,
in the movie and the games.
Okay, the moment that clicked for me, I knew that Shadow wasn't going to piss on her because Shadow is not R. Kelly.
Oh, God.
That's
a joke.
It's an easy joke to make.
If a stranger tries to touch you in a place that you don't like, that's no good.
From my perspective of someone that just likes movies and not like a huge Sonic fan, it was great. Like I genuinely did have a lot of moments of like genuine happiness, like mostly when he pisses on the moon and he had an announcement. My smile was as big as the first like hour of the Batman 2022 when we watched that.
Yeah, I may or may not be a Sonic fan. I don't know. That's up for debate.
I don't know. I think most normal Sonic fan kicking a child is most normal Sonic fan behavior because you're not Christian.
Yeah, who's having a child of his own supposedly.
Oh God, I'm not gonna say what I was about to say.
No Froggy. There's no Big the Cat. There's no Froggy.
Oh my God! If there's anything I hope.
Can I keep him? Isn't he like sentient?
One of the moments I wish I could fucking quote Dubas right now. There's one. I think it's the Frontiers one. There was a day at work like years ago where I had that whole sketch playing in my head, word for fucking word.
I'm not your father.
Dada, I want McDonald's. Dada, I want McDonald's. I'm not your goddamn father! What the fuck is the toilet? Going back to a point that I was going to make, if there's anything I want from the sequels, it is Big the Cat to be in it.
No, Amy looked sick, though.
She does.
I
mean, in general, like, the character designs are great. I mean, except for Sonic having blue arms. That upsets a specific person.
Okay, I mentioned it. I'm not... not me. Are you referring to somebody else?
I'm referring to Chris Chan.
Yeah.
He's gonna
That's
go to.
not the first time he's had blue arms, though.
He's gonna go to Paramount Studios and color over the arms with crayon.
Dude, I'm so glad that like the first trailer for the first movie got the backlash that it did.
Oh yeah.
If it weren't for the entire internet shitting on that movie trailer, we would not be here today.
Yeah, genuinely, I feel like it's kind of easy to just kind of forget that happened at this point.
Yeah.
Like, after, like, the first movie doing pretty good, they got a sequel, that did really good. I'm sure this third movie is going to be really good, like, do really good numbers and, like,
oh, yeah.
like, money-wise, and just, like, the genuine, like, quality of the movies. It's easy to forget what this all started with.
Right, Gangster's Paradise.
Fuck. I mean, yes, I would like to go to the timeline where it's these movies, but with that design, just for the sheer, like, absurdity.
I'm morbidly curious, want to know what the other characters would look like in that style.
I just imagine, like, that image of Crackhead Tails. I want to see Ken Pender's characters in the movie.
The Echidna tribe. Hey,
Bender, he created the concept of the Echidna.
Hey, Bender, have you heard of Ken Panders?
Hey, Bender.
Hey, Bender.
Have you heard of Ken Panders? Yeah, I don't know where the fuck else to go with this. This was a good movie.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
This was...
Fuck, I'd watch it again.
Let's go back in.
Alright, yeah. No, I genuinely, when I can get my hands on this movie outside of theaters, I think it would be fun to make a video if I had actually go through with it. Because there's so many scripts that I've started writing and then just not done anything with. But I think a video idea would be, like, similarities and differences. Because, like I said before, the thing about the movie is that all of the really key, like, if you dumb it down to its most basic form, all of the plot points were the same as the game.
Yeah. Which is, like, kind of to be expected with, like, Sonic 2. I remember you telling me, like, here's what every Knuckles introduction story was, and then that's exactly what Sonic 2 was.
That's just Sonic 3. Sonic 8 and Knuckles. When are we getting the Chaotix? Vector, was it Vector or Victor?
Vector, I think.
No, Vector is a fucking, like,
Charmy.
Despicable Me. Charmy! I'm just a bee. That's what I do.
I'm just being a bee. Is what I do. I don't think BZ Crowbar is Charmy. I'm looking forward to what they do with Amy and Metal Sonic. I was not expecting Metal Sonic. But Metal Sonic looks good. I don't know shit about him, but he looks good.
Dude, we gotta watch the OVA.
We should. Yeah, I think at this point, before this just goes into basically
How many times have you repeated ourselves?
Yeah, before... It's a good thing I know how to edit.
You edit? Shit. I don't do that shit.
Yeah, before this turns into just basically a fucking podcast episode...
What, you want to make a podcast? When MatPat had the name tag Ness, it's because Sans is Ness.
No, I was gonna say, like, you should make a video going over, like, every reference that's in this movie so you could be the MatPat of Sonic, but, like, actually know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
Anyways, I don't know how to end videos, but, like, go watch Sonic 3 if you like Sonic. If you like
watch it anyways. Dude,
yeah.
Just watch it.
Watch it if you want to have a fun time, because it is pretty good.
We need this movie to do well so we can get, like, a good fourth one. And a fifth one.
Lord.
Fuck, a fifth one.
Make this.
Fuck it, I'd watch it. If they make, I complain about Toy Story being like, fucking just like let it die. You know what I mean?
We need the Sonic Cinematic Universe.
Oh my god!
I feel like they were already kind of already doing that with like the opening logo. That just looked like the Sonic variant of the MCU opening.
I said Marvel.
Yeah, I don't know how to end videos.
Watch the movie, play the game. Unlike Nintendo, you can buy it on Steam.
And of course, everyone has their own opinion, but my opinion is the best opinion. I'm sure you figured that out already.
Could I have a subscriber, please?